Well, hello everyone and welcome to My Hobby Home. My name is Cathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today we will be working on the Creative Notions Make It Mini for December 2024. Before I get started, I do want to let you guys know there was a message that came out in the Facebook group for Creative Notions that the Make It Mini, one of the very first pieces, the envelope top and center, was cut too short. So you will need to substitute something for that fabric. I actually had a fabric that kind of went with this, and I am using this. Now, the fabric that they had in the box was this. It's white with the pink. This one is a cream with a pink. So it is what it is. We're going to use it. We're not going to worry about it too bad, because this is just going to hang on my mantle for the month of February. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, I have my felt cut out. I will tell y'all know how much I do not like templates. I almost abandoned this project because I do not like templates. And I cannot express it any harder than I do not like templates at all. I would rather get the size of the fabric I need to cut and then cut it, sew it and then trim it. But I understand templates help save fabric because you're cutting exactly what you need, but it's okay. The first thing that we are going to do, well, the first thing the instructions tell us to do is sew our binding. I did not get the binding fabric. It's showing a red fabric here. I didn't get that. So I don't know what I got for binding. I don't know if I was supposed to use one of the other pieces that I have, but I did not get binding. So I am probably going to use the fabric that I just showed you guys. I don't know. I may not. I'm not real sure. But let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is some half square triangles. And since this is out of a subscription box, I can't give you measurements or anything like that, but I will show you as I go along what I'm getting done. I don't believe this will take very long. I won't be doing the backing and the binding on this video, but I will show you what the top is going to look like. Now, we do have the felt hearts that we do need to put on our finished product. So I'm probably going to wait, and I may use fabric glue putting those on. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet with those, or I just know I can't quilt over them. So I may have to wait until I have it quilted. Okay, our first step was to get these half square triangles done, and that's what I've done here. So I'm taking the pins out. I do pin everything just so it doesn't go a little haywire on me while I'm doing it, because I've been doing a lot of moving stuff around here, and I didn't want my fabrics to come apart, so I just went on and pinned them to keep them together. So of course what we're doing is cutting on the diagonal on that center. Okay, so I have my half square triangles done, and our next thing that we have to do is sew the two of them together. Okay, so we are now going to be putting these two together. I did that just so I can make sure they nest, but I'm going to line everything up to make sure it's all squared. And it is. I am going to go ahead and put a pin in that at the beginning. And y'all don't be afraid to put a pin in your project. because if that's what helps you, then do it. It helps me, so I do it. And it helps in more than one way, because I put that stitched in seam in first. So it's got a little extra bulk there. And being that I have that pin in it, I can use that pin to help push the fabric through as well. And I see I have a thread that's caught up under there that's pulling my top. I did press my back seam open just so that would look flatter there, but that's our envelope top. So now we are going to be using our templates. And y'all know, I just do not like a template. I don't like it. But, and I'm actually going to have to look at the picture in the pattern, but y'all aren't going to see all that. So I've got my A and B pieces for the template here. And I went on and pinned them together because the fabrics aren't as long as each other on both ends. But I know why that is, because one folds over, and I understand that. So I am just pinning them together. And I can actually unpin since I've started. But anyway, this is not an instructional video, guys. I kind of am talking more to myself, so I don't mess up on this. I'm so excited to work this. I think I've waited enough time, because I saw a lot of people, you know, said they got their project today. This is midweek. I hope it's not too early. And if it is, I'm sorry. I don't mean to get ahead, but I do sometimes. Okay, I am just going to put this down and line up the edge, because I don't know what I'm supposed to be lining up. And one piece is bigger than the other piece, but we'll find out as soon as we open this up, because this is the bottom of our envelope. So let me press this and we'll see. It don't look right. It's I won't, but I don't care. I'm going to go on and put it together, because I do have to trim it down. I can always fix it in my trim down if I have to. Let's see if this is wide enough, and it is. I don't know how these are so off and how they're so different. I just don't understand how it does that. Now it looks like these seams are supposed to come together and make a pretty little point, but mine is not, and it is what it is. Hopefully I can trim that out. Okay, I am going to press this and trim it, and hopefully it'll look more like it's supposed to. Okay, guys, mine is nowhere near the size it's supposed to be. I don't know what's going to happen here. It may be trashed. And unfortunately, that's what I've had to do to a lot of projects with templates. I hate templates. They're not for me. I'm actually not even going to read the instructions, because they don't seem to matter anyway, because this isn't even the same width of it. So we're just going to sew. We are just going to sew, and what is, and what's not is not. And I'm not a fan of templates, so I know this is the last project I will ever do with a template in it. If I get another project with a template, you guys get it. I will put it in a de-stash, and I will get rid of it. I don't care how beautiful it is. I won't do it. And I will say, I did cut my fabrics exactly to the templates, but it's still not right. So what are you guys working on? I know y'all can tell I am frustrated. I am highly frustrated. I do not like templates. I can never get them to come out right, ever, even though I know I cut this exact on the template. Now, I know you could probably see there's a big difference right there. That's just the fabric is just, I don't know, it's just not straight, not right. I'm going to have to move that in some to make sure it catches in that 1/4 inch. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn it over so I can see it. And to me, there's nothing more frustrating than a pattern that does not come out right. Especially when using a template, because a template should be spot on, the right size, everything. And I just don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. But like I said, any more templates and I will share them with you guys because I'm not doing them. I'm going to put my other side sashing on. But I do love the quilt in this box. And I love this too. I just didn't realize it had, let's see, this one here is not going to catch. This one did not catch because the fabrics, if I pulled it any further, it would have been off even worse. And I'm just going to make it match because it says to use the template. I'm going to use the template and see how far off we are. It may all work out. Who knows? But I will be doing the quilt, I think, at some point in time. Hopefully I will be doing the quilt. I don't know. This is very frustrating here, so hopefully I'll still have it in me to do the quilt. But we will see. I'm kind of getting to where a lot of the subscription boxes don't have, even though they're beautiful and all, they don't have quilts maybe that I would pick. But that's the good part of a subscription box, is it takes you out of your comfort zone. You know, it expands your knowledge, you know. So I do like that about subscription boxes, but when it's frustration like that, because, and I keep doing the templates because I keep thinking, well, maybe I'll get better at them. I don't see that happening because I'm not getting any better at them. I cut these exactly by the template and I still somehow did not get it right. So I need to press these real quick. I need to press this again and then get my sashing. And if you like templates, please do not let me discourage you. I don't want to discourage anyone, first off, because what some people love and can do a lot of, I can't. I don't see, like, I don't do EPP. I do like FPP. I really like the FPP, but there's some people that don't. So, and this, like I said, this is a beautiful pattern. I love the pattern. Just if I could figure out the measurements to sew these together, you know, and do like half square triangles or something, and because I would rather do my own trimming of the fabric instead of cutting it to a template. I would just rather do that. Okay, so now I have my 2 side sashings on. So let me get these pressed out and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's what it looks like with the side and bottom sashing. Now I need to do the top sashing. Y'all notice I have not... This may be bad for me to not do this, but I haven't been following the pattern. I've just been sewing it together. We're just going to keep on going then. And I don't know if it has an inner border. It says it's got an inner border, but now we add our top sashing to this. I hope your guys' day has been going really great. I mean, it is Wednesday. It is the middle of the week. So if you had a bad beginning, may your end of the week be great. Okay, y'all, I just found an issue in the cutting with the inner flange. They give you, I'm going to use this just off the top of my head. This piece, let's just say they said cut at 5 inches, and you should have actually cut at 6 inches. The directions have the correct size on it, apparently. So, I'm supposed to have an inner flange here. The cuttings were wrong on this, so I have no flange. Okay, so now it is time to do our flange. I am going to tell you right now, the cutting measurements do not work. I'm just saying that. Let's see, there is one that for your inner flange, the second cut that you have to do does work. The first cut does not work. It actually needs to be 1.5 inches longer, I believe. But we'll find out. Now, I am not doing my inner flange. I'm not putting my short ones on first. Simply because my long ones are my guide. So how I am doing the flange, I am putting my raw edge on the outside. And let me make sure this is how they say to do it. They say to glue baste this. I'm not glue basting it. I am 1/8 of an inch stitching on it. So I will be sewing mine in place. It does say glue baste it, but I'm not doing that. Now it also did say that there would be some overlap in your flange. Okay, y'all, I am still having thread breakage. So it really has not been my week, I don't think. And by what I can tell, something is shredding. Because when I pull it here, I can hear it. It has grabbed on something up in the machine. So I think what I'm going to do is get maybe about 2 weeks worth of videos out for you guys. And contact my dealer to see if they can get my machine in to be serviced. Because I have hit that number. And on a Bernina, 1000 is the number. It's almost like my thread is not going where it needs to be. So I may not be getting it threaded properly. So I am sewing this flange on probably at about an 1/8 inch, maybe. It's just a very small seam. Now I did the flange. Okay, this is the fabric they had for flange. Since I cut the fabric that they gave me into a flange, and it is not the right size, and I don't have any more of that fabric. I just got some of the envelope fabric that I had left. It looks like what I'm going to end up doing is making, you know, the inner border I will, well, this is the inner flange. The border, I will use the fabric that they had for the envelope. Hopefully it's enough. I don't know if it is. And I may use this for binding. If I have enough, I may use this for binding. But if I don't, I have some red that I can probably use. Because I do want this. And y'all, I know I sound frustrated when I'm talking about templates, but I really do not like a template. Okay, so I have the top and bottom done. Now they say there's going to be some overlap. I don't know, the sizes they were saying, there's no way they would have overlapped. Okay. Now this, yes, is going to have overlap because I can come in, and y'all, this is so small, and I'm sure that's why they said to baste it. You know, glue baste it. But I'm not glue basting. I am just sewing it on there because I don't want anything to fall off of it in the process of me sewing it. And you know, the week I've been having with my sewing, it's highly likely that could happen. And y'all, if you want to cut both of your flange strips, take that second piece. That cut is correct. The first two need to be 1/2 inch smaller than the second cutting. That way they overlap, they look good, and they meet. That's the one thing you want to make sure of, is that they meet. Now we could probably have gone, I'm going to pin this one on here so it does not move. We probably could have gone 1 inch shorter than the second pieces. I'm going to get my needle down, but I got to get that thread out of my way. And I'm actually just lining this up with the inside of the feed dog area. Okay, I just backed it up there, and now I am going to stitch this on and just make sure it is even all the way down. I have had to do a lot of modifications with this one because, like I said, the envelope didn't turn out right, and I used the templates. I'm just trying to make it work, make it come out. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, this is the inner flange. That's my inner flange. Doesn't stand out real big, but I am going to trim my overhang of my larger or longer flange pieces. I'm making sure they're all even. Okay, there we go. We've got our flange there. And now it is time to put our outer borders on. I'm going to put the side ones on first. These are the shorter ones. And we are going to just put them over the top of the flange binding or border. It's not a binding, y'all. It's a border. I don't know why I keep saying binding. Probably because the flange binding is what I will be doing on my Craftsman. And I am pinning this one all the way down just to make sure this stays in place. Now, the cuts that this said to make, this one is about 1/4 inch too long on the side. We're going to go with it. And we are going to sew this at 1/4 inch. That's what it calls for. Everything here is sewn at 1/4 inch, except for the flange border. Now, once I get both of these outer borders on, I will press them. Now, this side of the border, I'm going to try to do it without the pins. And just see what it looks like. But I am running it down the markings for the 1/4 inch on my machine. And I do know that I am even on the edge. Okay, so I have the side borders done. I'm going to press those out, and then I will put the top and bottom border on. Okay, guys, here is my completed block. There's really not that much contrast in this, but I will put my hearts on here after I quilt it, so that will be ready for us to do. And there you can see my flange border there. But guys, I'm going to do a recap here on this, because I will probably have a lot of editing done, and I'm already running at an hour and 30 minutes, so what the heck, why not? Okay, there was a post made about one of the fabrics for the fabric that goes right here, the envelope top. It was not cut to the right size. It was actually a couple inches too short. So we had to find fabric, substitute fabric, whatever we needed to do that. There is a discrepancy in measurements. If you cut, now I'm going to say with the template also, there was something wonky going on with that template. I don't know. It could just be because I'm not good at templates. Please do not let my frustrations hinder you from doing this. It is a beautiful make it mini. I'm just not good at templates. There is discrepancy in the, let's see, which one is it? It is the flange border. There is a discrepancy in the measurements for the flange border. On the front, the first cut tells you a certain length. For the first cut, the second cut is 3 inches bigger. That don't work. That will not work. Because then your flange is not touching here and here. So what you need to do for your inner flange border, cut that first cut. You're cutting 2 of them. Cut them 1 inch smaller than the second cut. And really, if you want to be on the safe side, I cut mine only 1/2 inch smaller, and it worked really well. Not that much overlap, and it worked really good. So for that, guys, this is my finished top for my Make It Mini. I hope to have it backed and quilted before my Monday updates. So guys, give me a thumbs up if you have enjoyed seeing me stress over this. If you have enjoyed this, if you like Creative Notions box, if you don't know about Creative Notions, they are a bi-monthly box. Their price, I think, is $87 for everybody. I don't know. I think that includes shipping. I can't remember. It's just automatically comes out of my subscription box fund account. So I really don't know what all it includes. I just know that's the price I pay every month or every other month. I will have them linked down in the description. So if you would be interested in checking them out, maybe signing up for their subscription box, they have some fabulous projects. I really hope they get away from doing templates, because I can't do templates, guys. Give me measurements and I can do what I need to do with measurements. But yeah, I think that's probably about it. If you have something go wrong, they are real quick to fix it. And I love their fabric choices. Beautiful. But yeah, guys, so thank you for coming along with me. If you have not yet subscribed, please click that subscribe button, ring that bell so you don't miss a single thing that we will be doing on the channel. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.